There's another show that just came back, man. You know what I'm saying? Undisputed, right? The fake first take.
No, man, yo, no.
First take.
You know what? They were on hiatus for a little while, right?
Should have stayed that way.
Yeah, let's unpack this. Let's shout out to Shannon Sharp. Let's unpack this for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we start?
Shout out
okay.
to my man Unk.
Yeah. Where the Hennessy and the black and mild?
Bro, right here, I got the Hennessy here. Unk gotta come on the show. I'm telling you, yo.
But let's unpack this. Listen, Skip and Shannon made for good TV when they were together. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Now, were they a little repetitive with every day was LeBron, Tom Brady, and the Dallas Cowboys? So I kind of tapped out after a while. But Shannon's very entertaining. Skip was a little bit on some hater shit. But Shannon leaves the show, right? I'm just going to recap for everyone who doesn't understand this. I'm going to give a brief recap. Shannon leaves the show, right? For a couple of reasons. They had a couple of fallouts. It started to get contentious at certain points. You can see they were outgrowing each other. But the two things that I can point out, when it happened with DeMar Hamlin, do you remember when God bless DeMar Hamlin, that tragic, that horrific night, I should say, jarring night? What happened up in Buffalo, or was it? Was it in? I
think it was in Cincy.
Arrowhead, right? Arrowhead.
Yeah,
Arrowhead. I said Arrowhead. Let me relate. Arrowhead, right? So we all know what happened to him, right? Skip tweeted some crazy shit like why are they suspending the game? Let them fucking play it. Some real insensitive bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That got a lot of people up in arms, and I think he got in a little bit of trouble with Fox.
Here. You want me to read the tweet for
read the tweet.
Know?
Yeah, read the tweet. Yeah.
No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. But how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude, too crucial to the regular season outcome, would suddenly seem so irrelevant. Like, dude.
Very insensitive for the magnitude of that situation. You know what I'm saying? He basically died for a second and they brought him back, right? On some freak shit, right?
He died for like 2-3 minutes.
So,
like 2 minutes. Some shit.
Yeah. So Shannon, being the G that he is, and Shannon is, let me just say this, Shannon, relatable. Now, Shannon has always stood on his square about things, right? There was one time he didn't, and I'll get into that at another point. But for the most part, Shannon was standing on his square. He was for us, by us, right? So he decides, fuck that. I don't like what Skip said. I'm not coming into work the next Thursday. He didn't come into work.
Yeah. Like I don't mean to cut you off. Is that it's what happened to his brother? Remember Sterling? What happened to Sterling? The same kind of things happened to Sterling.
Yeah.
My fault.
Not with the heart, but no, you're good. It was like he was like paralyzed for a hot second or whatever. Exactly. But I remember Sterling Sharp. Yeah, Green Bay, right? Mm-hmm. So he decides not to come in the next day. He comes in the day after, right? They get on the air, and Shannon apologizes to America, saying, I'm sorry, I didn't come in. Like you said, it just struck a chord because I remember what happened to my brother and I can relate and all that, right? Yeah. He said, but he basically asked Skip to take down the tweet. Skip was basically like, this is my show, nigga. Like, cause everyone knows Skip brought Shannon in there. You know what I'm saying? Shannon used to work with CBS doing the football games, and then Skip kind of brought him back into the media. But he basically said, Skip was like, as his arrogant self is, I'm not taking it down. I'm not taking that shit down. Shannon wigged out for a second, you know what I'm saying? And they got into a little spat. That was one. That was one of the straws that broke the camel's back, amongst a litany of other things.
That should have been right there.
Right.
That's too sensitive, even to something that was so close to home to Shannon.
Right. But he's a professional, and the show must go on, right?
Yeah.
So true. the second time was, and you brought this up in pre-show meeting.
Tom Brady.
Like I said, everything is on that show was LeBron, the Dallas Cowboys, or Tom Brady, right? So Skip is a big Tom Brady guy. So Skip basically crossed the line and told them, they got into an argument about Tom Brady. Shannon was always kind of arguing against Brady. Skip said, basically, I'm paraphrasing, you're just jealous of him. You never had the career he had. He was the MVP. He's this. He's Hall of Fame. Shannon lost it again. He took off his glasses and said, he's like, Skip. You know what I'm saying? He's like, Skip, how could you say something to me like that? And he took off his glasses, and Skip basically was like, yo, put your glasses back on, like trying to almost sun him, right? So you can see that some producers or higher-ups must have stepped in after that, and they got calm, but it was never the same. So Shannon leaves the show right after the NBA Finals, right? They go, ESPN has all these layoffs, and bear with me because I'm going to circle back around to the topic.
Yes, sir.
ESPN has all these layoffs. Undisputed goes on hiatus to kind of regroup and fix the infrastructure and kind of just, get a whole new plan together, right? So they wind up hiring Keyshawn Johnson, who was laid off from ESPN, right? Richard Sherman, legend, Legion of Boom, Hall of Famer, right? Or future Hall of Famer. I don't know if he's in yet. I'm not sure.
No, not yet.
But he will be. You know what I'm saying? And 100% Hall of Famer, the playmaker, Dallas Cowboy legendary receiver Michael Irvin, right?
Sir.
3 huge personalities within their own right? Richard Sherm used to have beef with Skip back in the days. Michael Irvin is just he sucked the energy out of the room. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I love Irv. He's great TV. I love Irv. And Keyshawn, who's a very alpha male and a very intelligent guy. He knows his shit. Yeah. So they finally come back, and then also Lil Wayne is now a part of that show, and I think Rachel Nichols will be doing a lot of the NBA shit, right? So it's an amalgam of like weird pieces, so to speak, right? So let me package this up and I'll let you guys go. So they finally come back off of like a 2-month hiatus the other day, right? And to me, the first show was a fucking disaster. You know what I'm saying? A fucking walking clusterfuck. Everyone's stepping all over each other. Everyone's, trying to show that they're the alpha male. Sherman and Michael Irvin are talking reckless to each other, right? You know what I'm saying? Skip Bayless can't get a fucking word in edgewise. They're in a small little table, and they had Skip as he was Molly Kieran out this motherfucker. He was Joy Taylor. He was basically the moderator of the show, and he's normally used to being the alpha male and all that. They shut that shit down, and like I said, you could tell it was a new show because when we first started, we were kind of stepping over each other a little bit, and the chemistry ain't right. But I'm like, yo, this is a fucking clusterfuck. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think of that whole situation, man? The whole show. You know what I mean? What's your take on that? Do you think that show survives? Do they steal the Skip? Get pushed out the door? What's your whole take on? I know you hate Skip. Hey, I'm gonna go to you first.
I can't stand Skip. I I hated watching First Take when he was there. That's when Max Kellerman took over. I was so excited.
Him and the Coon Master.
You know what I mean? And as much as I mess with Shannon Sharpe because I followed his career, through the 90s and the early 2000s, I couldn't watch Undisputed either because I just can't stand Skip. I love to see Shannon. Shannon was a good aspect of the show. Right. Shout out to Hennessy all day, baby.
Club Shay Shay.
You know what I mean? Club Shay Shay all day too. But I just can't stand Skip, and I feel like the show will survive only because of TV politics. They're gonna find a way after the whole shit show of the first episode. They're gonna find a way to handle all these personalities in one room. You could tell that.
They already started too, by the way.
Yeah, you could tell they didn't have no chemistry because when they were talking about bringing the show back, it was originally supposed to be Skip and Richard. They just they just threw in basically Michael and Keyshawn in there.
They tried to one up First Take because Shannon, I believe, has signed this First Take.
Yeah, and also First Things First. Also on Fox, is it First Things First? They try to one up both shows. I actually like watching First Things First better than Undisputed.
I like Speak. That's my favorite show. But go ahead, yeah.
I'll fucking Speak.
Shout out to Joy Taylor. Go ahead.
Oh, baby girl. Anyway, damn, I lost my train of thought. You said her name. I lost my train of thought. Damn,
you gotta relax. They try to one up First Take.
Yeah, they're trying to one up First Take. So as you can see, it was a shit show. You know what I mean? Like when you sent me the clip of it, I couldn't watch the full episode because I'm like, yo, I feel like I'm in a high school lunchroom again, hearing everybody just speak over each other because they're so hyped. But it was pure comedy. Like when Michael Irvin was like, I'm sorry, I haven't been on TV in a long time.
He's getting up, he's walking out the room, he's wilding the fuck out. Yeah.
And then
Mike
Richard Sherman jabbing him. Yeah, then Richard Sherman jabbing him. He's like, how I'm gonna listen to somebody.
Yeah, he like me. He like me when I get up to go get a beer and shit.
Might be like, Skip.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then Richard Sherman was jabbing at him too. He's like,
fuck up, allegedly.
Yo, the fuck up. Yo. Ain't he from the Yayo too? From Miami Yayo? So you're
that nigga new name is Tony Yayo, nigga. Let me stop.
Shit. Mikey Yayo. Yo, Mikey Yayo. But yo, I love
he be sweating and shit. They be having to get that nigga a towel. Nigga be crazy. Allegedly.
From the Two Live Crew era. My man from the Two Live Crew era, yo. You ready? No, he gets down. You know what I mean?
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, it's all good. I love it, baby, because this shit brings back all that shit that, Michael Irvin shit. That's just crazy. But I love when Richard was jabbing at Michael Irvin and said, how am I going to listen to somebody that says, catch the ball with the body, not the hands? How the fuck that makes sense?
He wilded out on that shit, son.
Yo, I was wild.
Be on some shit.
Yo, and I love it. I found this so weird that Richard Sherman was even on that show with Skip, because you remember when Skip was on First Take and they had that stat. He's like, you don't know nothing. You never played football. He killed Skip. That Skip stood shut. You know what I mean? But this is a taste of.
I don't like that shit though when niggas do that. But anyway, go ahead.
I love that. I love when they shut down motherfuckers like Skip down.
Nah, but I don't like when they go, you never played. So motherfucking what? I watched the bitch. You know what I'm saying? I got a fucking opinion, nigga.
You're right.
About, nigga.
You're right.
Anyway,
go
ahead.
I respect that. I dig it. Yeah. But I just love when they shut people like Skip down. Like when dialing back to the whole Skip and Shay thing. Mm-hmm. I felt for Shannon, because I remember watching that game where his brother almost lost his career. His brother was supposed to be like the next Jerry Rice. Sterling Sharp.
Sterling was nice. Yeah,
he was a beast, bro. Like Brett, I know you said last week, fuck Brett Favre, but Brett Favre had a weapon in Sterling. You know what I mean? And then to do the whole thing, basically calling him a scrub compared to Tom. Like, this guy won 3 Super Bowls, 4 first, 8 Pro Bowls. You know what I mean? He's a 90s decade all-teamer. You know what I mean? Like
Hall of Fame, and maybe top 3 tight end ever, arguably.
You know what I mean? And he was a tight end hybrid. He didn't even want to play tight end. He wanted to be a receiver like his brother, a defensive back. He always says it. And look at the play he became. Mm-hmm. So, I was like, yo, fuck Skip, in that show, whatever. But going back to the whole beginning of the thing, I feel like the whole TV politics is gonna wind up keeping that show. They're gonna structure it correctly. They're gonna tell these guys to dial it down. You know what I mean? Let Skip be Skip. You know what I mean? And everybody gonna get their.
They had a meeting. They had a meeting after that first show and shit. You know what I'm saying?
They got to. Like, I could already hear the executives. Well, the show was. You know what I mean? Like, this show was horrible.
I like your Caucasian voice. Let me hear that shit again.
Quotations.
Yo, Q, before I let you go, I just want to say something. And I was watching this shit today, and the shit just got weird, bro, because they have a new segment. And Q, you find this funny because you do super rapping nigga and shit. They have a section called Young Money, right? I was like, Wayne's on the show. He did the intro to the show. Intro's kind of dope actually, because Wayne can spit. Pause.
Oh, but of course.
They got they had Yellow Beezy. Yellow Beezy is his name? Yeah, right. Yellow Beezy.
Who?
Yellow Beezy, the dude from Houston. He I've heard of him before. He hang out with like Micah Parsons and Errol Spence and all that shit. And the other dude, his name was Aaron.
Yellow Wolf.
Yellow Beezy. This nigga's on. This nigga's popping. I've heard the nigga. I can't. Pardon me, because I can't remember the other dude's name. Yellow Beezy.
Yellow Wolf, yo.
Wait, let me just.
Yo, just another unknown rapper. Nobody knows.
Yeah, Alan, some Spanish cat. They both signed to Young Money. Pardon, no disrespect. I don't remember your name, but and it's like Young Money is 2 like young artists, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they on that trap or whatever the fuck this shit is right now. And then you got like a 70-year-old nigga fucking interviewing these niggas. Like, what are they like? This shit is a super reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like a lot of weird shit going on, and I don't know, man. Q, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
Yo, man, they're trying to figure out a way to make it work, and trust me, it's gonna fail horribly. And I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be Skip Bayless, the one that's gonna be fucking the one looking stupid.
Yes.
If he's the one who wants to keep hanging around, you know what I mean? And obviously, with a group full of people who obviously he doesn't want to be around, making a type of show, having a type of conversation that we know he don't want to have and can't hold. Trust me, man. Yo, it's Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson know the business already. He's been around the block, man. Well, I don't mean to say that like he's been like bumping around, getting fired, but he know how this should go.
Yeah, Key been in it for a while. Yeah,
I fuck with Key. I like the way he does his shit.
Yeah, I fuck with Key too.
Michael just started. Irvin just came to this. You know what I mean? Richard Sherman just retired, son. That dude still could probably come back and defensively. You know what I mean? So he still has that hostility, football drilling in him. You know what I mean? Like he'll probably tackle somebody in the fucking in the middle in the middle of a show.
Irvin's the man too. I fucks with Irv. Yeah.
Yo, man, there's too much going on, and in that little clip, there's no way you could compare them to our first episode. We've only been here for a couple of weeks, man, and we've never had this type of conversation together ever in the same room. We do it in 3 different places, and we just do it by looking at each other. These men are sitting in the same type of area, wearing these nasty ass ill suits, and they still don't know how to correlate. And yo, this is a $1 billion. This is a wealthy company we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you're telling me you got all these men coming in here and don't know nobody know what the fuck, and who approved this shit?
Word.
Who approved it?
It was messy. I was like, yo, we like this crazy. Like we weren't even that messy our first episode.
No. Yeah. We were talking about that before, like pre-show. We were like, yo, we're well structured compared to a lot of these uppity networks. You know what I mean? You know, it was like
wait till we get in the studio too. Yeah, wait till we get in the studio. It's gonna be lit.
You know, it just feel like it's gonna be Skip Bayless that's gonna take the downfall for this one, because yo, man, like I've been around the corporate world for a long time. They're pushing him out.
Yeah,
they're pushing him out that show.
He's the moderator, man. That's crazy. It feels like he's the moderator.
Yo, and then
that's what I'm saying. And this is exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna push him out, and then they're gonna have to figure out who they're gonna do. Now, if they can fuck around and get Max Kellerman in that shit, that would be insane.
They call him the Godfather of debate show, though. He's pretty much like the guy who set that whole format off.
Skip?
Yeah, he was on some shit called Cold Pizza that eventually turned into First
Cold Pizza. I remember
that turned into First Take. He brought Stephen A. Remember, Stephen A. got fired because that was the real Stephen A. Not the fucking soft stepping yes a boss coon shit that he be on now. You know what I'm saying? That's when he was speaking his mind. That's when he turned into this new nigga, because you know I think he got shook. Like I gotta make my bread. You know what I'm saying? Let me start.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But
Cold Pizza heavy.
Remember
Cold Pizza? The dog. It's gonna be bad, man.
Man.
It's gonna be bad, and they're gonna correct it. But yo, bro, ain't no way you can correct things overnight, man. Like when you have that many people. Like when I saw the lineup, and I was like, this is insane. There's like way too many people who've never even. You know what I mean? Like, yo, think about the amount it takes. It must have took like Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. These guys know what to do, because when they talk, they just do quick segments. Just imagine when you have to do a whole argument and do a whole debate, and you've never been in that type of, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it's a totally different thing, because especially it's like, yo, it's like getting prepared to be somebody who wants to get ready to fight. You don't got no arms. You know what I mean? You just you don't know what to do. You're gonna be caught by surprise, man. Like even when you want to speak to somebody else speaking, you don't know. You're shy. She's live. It's like, yo, there's a million thoughts, man. Just release it through. But everybody else has to be an adult about it too, and be like, yo, it's his chance. Let him speak. It's just it's too much stuff that's going on. They put too much people in that room and only 2 of them, in my opinion, know actually how to do it. But this is my and the crazy shit about this, and this is why I love Shannon Sharp, and his podcast is ill as fuck. Because they had to take 3 dudes, 3 Hall of Famers
over one,
so just for one dude, man.
Yeah, Shannon's naturally entertaining, man. You know what? I like all 3 of them though. They're very like they all played the game at a very high level, okay? And they all speak very well. All of them, you know, Michael Irvin, like I keep going back to him because he's just the showstopper. He steals the show when he's in it. He's wilding out, he's sweating, he's screaming, he's jumping up. But that shit is lit. That's good TV. You know what I'm saying? Sherm is like, you know, like the cynical kind of snarky, sarcastic kind of factual. He got all the stats and shit. He's spitting out mad stats and shit. And then Key is just a level-headed. He just knows the game. You know what I'm saying? So I think it can work, but I think Skip is just
he's reaching.
I realize he's not needed. And you know, and also TV is dying. You know, everyone knows this. Slowly, everyone. You know what annoys me too, and I'm gonna go off subject for a second, is that all these big dudes were like, they used to shit on podcasts. Oh, podcast, you're on a podcast scoffing. Ha ha. That shit is, you're a little guy or whatever. Now, ha ha ha. Now everybody got that. Now everybody got a fucking podcast. You feel what I'm saying?
Everybody and their mother.
Everybody and their moms, man.
Q could tell you. Grandma.
This is like my third show. I had a joint called Beyond Theory like years ago. It was mad. I only had a couple of episodes. Niggas looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what the fuck is a podcast? Go sit down.
But before your time, ahead of your time, man.
Bro, that show was like 15 years ago.
Beyond Theory. We're talking some real shit to get you banned shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
You so ahead of your time. Your parents haven't even met yet, y'all. Like
y'all listen to Cash episodes. I used to be feeling like I was fucking chased by UFOs.
Y'all gonna laugh when you fucking do any second. I'm so ahead of my time. I'll be laughing myself. This shit is wild.
Oh yeah, man.
But yeah, man, shout out to them dudes. But yo, we them new niggas, drunk sports talk.
Yeah,
you already know this shit crazy. But
I gotta say a little something about the Skip. Like you said it. You said he's 60 plus years old and he's trying to reach this new demographic, this young demographic. You know what I mean? Because this young demographic, I'm not gonna lie, even though we did it too, but they love that shock shit, that that shock value for the internet, for that 15 seconds of the 15 seconds of fame. And it's not gonna work out for Skip. Because Skip is not relatable. He's not relatable to the real ones out there. And he's not. From that first episode, he had.
Yeah, he's not like Max, like you said. You brought up Max.
He used to rap back in the day. Him and his brother, man. He rest his peace, his brother. Max used to rap. Max is a down ass white boy. You know what I mean? You know, he look all white collar, but
smart dude too.
Yeah, exactly. He look all white collar and everything, but he could spit a quick 16. He probably went with Shay, Unc Shay, drink a Hennessy, smoke a L's. You never know.
I hope he lands on his feet too. I hope. Yeah. Because there's a limited amount of spots out there. I wouldn't mind seeing Max with a podcast.
Yeah, but you got Skip over here with these young money rappers and then trying to relate to Lil Wayne and trying to bring Lil Wayne to debate about sports. I don't want to hear Lil Wayne talk about sports. I don't want to. Why want to hear Lil Wayne talk about sports? Like y'all really want to watch Lil Wayne talk about sports? That's like Ja Rule talking about political shit. Remember when Dave Chappelle made fun
of Ja Rule? What does Ja Rule think? What does Ja Rule think?
Who cares about what Ja thinks? Like nobody want to hear Ja Rule talk about political shit. Like,
shout out to Ja Rule. Yeah, shout out to Ja Rule too. I went to.
Well, I do see, but what I do fuck with Lil Wayne though is like, and I don't think it should be too consistent, but I fuck with Lil Wayne too because like
I do Lil Wayne, but Yellow Beezy and this other dude
he's a super sports fan. Yeah, he's a super sports fan.
Yeah, like, you don't even know what the hell he's talking about. Like, you ever hear him talk about sports? Like, sit down and talk about. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Alan Cubas.
Alan Cubas.
Yellow Beezy and Alan Cubas. Both signed that Young Money.
You still don't know who the motherfuckers is. No disrespect, but I just know who y'all are. Y'all probably don't know who the fuck I am, but y'all gonna know me. You know, y'all gonna know us. 100%. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna know y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just on one tonight. I'm sorry.
I want everyone. I want everyone. When y'all watch the show, I don't give a fuck if you watch it on playback. You listen to it on Spotify. I want all y'all to get your drinks together. So every time we take a shot, I want you guys to take a shot. You know what I'm saying? If you don't drink, then take a shot of fucking a smoothie or take a shot of fucking orange. I don't give a fuck. Just take a shot with us. You know what I'm saying?
Soy milk.
Real talk.
Whatever. Yeah. Blunts. If you got to drink cold water, drink cold water. We don't care. Just
we don't take it. Yeah, take a shot, drink with us, man. All y'all part of the family.